Hi, I'm Leon Lovelace, and this is Unstoppable Force. I got a couple of news stories for you, and it's about some of the corrupt and some of the unethical shit that Hillary Clinton has done in the past few years. There's a whole bunch of different other issues that Hillary and Bill Clinton has done that's been unethical, corrupt. They've done a few legal things, but Bill Clinton's known to do some shit that's just right on the edge of being legal. So just enough so he can't be thrown in jail for doing shit that he shouldn't be doing. So of course that's a problem for the people of the United States. And since he was the president and since Hillary was Secretary of State, and especially because she was the Secretary of State, she's done a lot of harm to citizens in other nations. Because even though she has plenty of power when she is a senator for New York, as a Secretary of State, she just had a lot more power to individually just create and implement policies that really damage people in a significant and precise manner. And this is one interesting story because this is from zerohedge.com, but this what the Clintons did in this story, I don't see how this benefited them all that much. So I'm not really sure why they did this, but what they did was that Hillary and Bill Clinton provided assistance to convicted child trafficker Laura Silsby, resulting in a reduced sentence for child trafficking. Silsby was arrested at the Haitian border attempting to smuggle 33 children out of Haiti without documentation. Her sentence and charges were reduced after an intervention by Bill Clinton. In the aftermath of Silsby's arrest, her originally retained lawyer George Puello was arrested in connection with an international smuggling ring accused of trafficking women and minors from Central America and Haiti. The revelation of this news in November was either ignored by the Western media or attacked by Clinton-controlled publications. So, of course, that's also problematic that they're so powerful they're able to control journalists and some journalistic organizations. Laura Silsby is a former director of the New Life Children's Refuge. Emails from her organization can be found in WikiLeaks' Hillary Clinton email archive discussing the NGO before her arrest. Silsby's organization also appears in Clinton emails soliciting donations for their ministry. Let's skip down a little bit. Laura had claimed she planned to build an orphanage in the Dominican Republic, but a State Department diplomatic cable revealed that authorities in the country said she had never submitted an application for this purpose. They instead located to Haiti. January 29, 2010, Silsby was arrested with 9 other American nationals attempting to steal 33 children from the country, most of whom were not even orphans and had families, according to some reports. CNN reported on February 9th of 2010 that this was not the first time Silsby had attempted to traffic children out of Haiti. Haitian police acting on a tip had intercepted Silsby in an earlier separate attempt to remove 40 children out of the country. She was turned back to the Haiti border. Hillary and Bill Clinton took an extraordinary interest in Silsby's case from the moment she was arrested and almost immediately stepped in on her behalf. The Harvard Human Rights Journal stated that one of Bill Clinton's first acts as special envoy for the United Nations in Haiti was to put out the fire of a child abduction scandal involving American citizens. See, later in 2010, the Sunday Times reported that Bill Clinton had intervened to strike a deal with the Haitian government, securing the release of all co-conspirators except for Silsby. Prosecutors ultimately saw a 6-month sentence in Silsby's case, reducing charges for conspiracy and child abduction to mere arranging irregular travel. Of course, that sounds a hell of a lot more innocent and a little less problematic than child trafficking. And a shockingly light penalty given the circumstance of her arrest. which likely not have been possible but for the intervention of the Clintons in Silsbee's case. I'll try to put this in the link for the description so you can read the whole article, because it's just got more information on that story. But that's one issue that Hillary and Bill Clinton had. Then commondreams.org has an article about Hillary Clinton lying about a killing in Venezuela to put a cloud over their government. On November 30th, Hillary Clinton stated that she was outraged at the cold-blooded assassination of Luis Manuel Diaz on a stage at a rally last week. She was referring to the killing of a local opposition leader in Venezuela on November 25th. It was clear from her remarks that she was blaming the government for the murder. Her statement appeared to be part of an international campaign to delegitimize Sunday's congressional elections in Venezuela, and it spread quickly throughout the global media. Clinton is familiar with these types of international campaigns for regime change. In her recent book, Hard Choices, she acknowledges her role in helping prevent the democratically elected president of Honduras, overthrown in a military coup, from returning to office in 2009. And recently released emails add further detail. Within hours of the killings, facts began to emerge that cast down the widely disseminated version of events. Venezuelan authorities started investigating the murder and issued statements claiming that Diaz was part of a local mafia and was killed by rivals in revenge for a murder that he was implicated in. For a day or two, these statements did not even appear in the English language media. As the days passed, more details began to emerge. It has some information about the murder, but let's skip that part a little bit. But here we go. Clearly, there are two narratives. The government narrative that this was a mafia killing resulting from a dispute between rival gangs, and the Hillary Clinton / Venezuelan opposition / international media narrative that it was a political killing linked to the government, intended to intimidate the opposition. Which one is most likely true? One clue could be found by looking at the Venezuelan opposition responses to the news and investigative reports about the involvement of Diaz and his accused killers in organized crime. Opposition politicians who would quickly blame the government for the murder when it happened haven't said anything. They're normally not shy about ridiculing the government for putting its spin on events. According to press reports, politicians from Acción Democrática, Venezuelan political party, did not show up at Diaz's funeral. Overall silence has been deafening. This could be because everyone has concluded that the government's version of the story is basically true. And the reporters for the international and Venezuelan opposition media have shown no interest in a criminal investigation or related facts. Because when it comes down to it, any important event that happens, you need to know what the facts are. You want to know what happened, why, where, who benefits, who doesn't benefit. Since this was a major event that had shaped perception of the electoral process in Venezuela in the middle of a hotly contested campaign, one might think it would be of interest to reporters covering the campaign. Another mystery: how did Acción Democrática end up with the organized crime figure as their statewide Secretary General? So far, no journalist has even bothered to ask opposition politicians or supporters, such as Hillary Clinton or OAS Secretary General Luis Almagro, if they believe this was a political killing in light of the criminal investigation. Almagro has been campaigning against Venezuela since the election campaign started. Immediately after the murder, he issued a statement that strongly implied that the government was responsible. Later on, Venezuela's Attorney General released a statement that one of the arrested suspects, Ronald Hernandez, had confessed to having fired the bullets that killed Diaz. As of this writing, no major English language news outlet has reported this news. So of course, instead of actually being concerned about who killed the person and hoping that that killer was found, Hillary Clinton just wanted to accuse the government to try to, maybe undermine their authority. So hopefully her or someone else would be able to push in the president or whichever leaders that they wanted to be in power. So these are just a couple of just unethical and terrible policies that the Clintons have done to undermine not just the people in the U.S., but mostly the people in Honduras, or the people in Haiti, and the people in Venezuela. A lot of this didn't go on during the campaigns because, of course, it's coverage. Our mainstream media covers all about the horse race and some of the fucking debates and just some of the policies, but I didn't really see anyone really dig in and say, okay, these are some of the specific issues and some of the specific unethical policy changes and statements and actions that the Clintons did, and the reason why they don't represent the people of the United States or the people of those nations, Venezuela or in Haiti. So this is just a few examples of why Hillary Clinton could not win the presidential election in 2016 last year. And some of this stuff is also why a lot of other just centrists or really conservative Democrats that are part of the Democratic establishment are not going to be able to win the presidency. Why we need to leave the Democratic Party and go to the Green Party, just be independent, Democratic Socialist, or the draft burning party or some other party. Because this is who the Democratic Party push and try to force us to vote for and say, you know what, you have no choice. You have to vote for Hillary. And you know what? Enough people said, you know what? Fuck that. We're not doing it. So it's time to move.